Hi everybody, I'm on Sunset Boulevard at the intersection of Sunset Boulevard and Hobart Boulevard here in Hollywood. And this building here is where many years ago I used to come. It's the American Radio Network building, and it's really sad to see it in the shape it's in now. There's some windows open in the back and a lot of strange activity going on here, but this is where I am. I guess it's right on the border of Little Armenia. And you can see Griffith Observatory if I try hard enough back there. Kind of give you an idea where I am. But way back in the day in 1998, I used to drive out here once a week on Sunday afternoon, and it's on Sunday afternoons, and it's Sunday right now. I used to drive out here once a week and do this little 15-minute radio show from this building on cassette. It was right at the very beginning of the internet, and like I said, that was back in 1998. And I used to drive all the way out here, do a little I used to pay for a little 15-minute radio show on the American Radio Network. That's why the building says ARN. And it would be heard locally here on AM 1460, only like in the immediate area though. And it would play it like my show. I would tape it here in something now people call a podcast. I do a little 15-minute show, and I would play bubblegum music, in late 60s, early 70s bubblegum music, probably illegally, but back then nobody was really listening. So it was a 15-minute show, and then it would play on locally AM 1460 at really weird times, like at 2:15 to 2:30 in the morning, or 3:45 to 4 in the morning on a really weird 89. It could be 89 of the week. And I actually one time went home all the way in La Mirada and listened to. I listened to one of my shows where the weather conditions must have been absolutely perfect, and I actually heard one of my shows being played on AM 1460 here in Hollywood, all the way down in La Mirada. I actually got up and tried to listen to it. But I have all those old shows still on cassette. And that actually, when I used to do that show, that was actually the birthplace. And the idea for the La Mirada blog came around because in between the songs that I would play, late 60s, early 70s bubblegum, the Archies, all that stuff. In between the songs and towards the end of the show, I would talk about La Mirada and La Mirada news. And this was 1998. The internet had just come out. And then, of course, a couple years later, I debuted the Tony Aiello show and the La Mirada blog radio show on adrenalineradio.com at the very beginning of the internet radio craze. Of course, now everyone can get radio on the internet, and podcasts are a thing of podcasts. Everybody knows what podcasts are now. But I just remember coming out here in 1998, 1999, recording a little 15-minute show, and kind of led to the beginning of the radio show that I did for 10 years at adrenalineradio.com. Off and on, and then eventually adviceradio.com, and then we eventually went to all La Mirada. So just a little bit of history here. Thought I'd share that with everybody here. We're in Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard, Hobart Boulevard, and the actual birthplace of the La Mirada blog. Yep, if you can believe that. Until next time, catch you all later. Thanks again for joining me.